Is the president of
Okay.
Philadelphia School Administrators.
I just want to
She
say,
says safety measures are not yet
I love
par.
seeing these people
Dr.
go
Cooper, thank you very much
after
for being here
these
today.
so-called people in
You
control.
know, obviously this is such a blow to these children and to their
They
families.
keep making up freaking
What
lies.
do you say to them? And do you recommend that they, seek another option?
No, I don't recommend that they seek another option. I think it's important to note that everybody wants to go back. Administrators want to go back. I represent administrators. I know that all staff members want to go back. And
You want to go back? Why don't you go back?
We want to go back when it's safe. And we want to make sure
It
that
is safe.
the district is responsible and
just
making
excuses.
That the environment is safe for all students, all employees, so families can feel comfortable with their children being back in school.
So far, the district
it starts
has
getting
spent
good.
$65 million on preparing the schools for people to go back. They've done extensive work on ventilation. They've worked to ensure healthy airflow, along with guidelines from the EPA. I mean, I guess the question is, how much is enough to spend in this effort to get, how much would be enough to get the teachers and the administrators to say, okay, we'll go back?
Well, it's important to note that we looked at a few things. First of all, the vaccination, the ventilation, and the vetting of the ventilation reports. So the vaccinations, that's currently underway. We say we're right here. We have one opportunity to get this right. The vaccinations are here. Allow employees to get the vaccinations and then check the ventilation and to vet those air balance ventilation reports. If those ventilation reports
but Dr. Cooper, we've seen all across the country, I'm sorry.
They start cutting each other off.
All across the country, kids have gone back to school. And the transmission is extremely low in schools. In fact, I had one doctor tell me, you've got healthcare workers back at work, social workers back at work, daycare workers back at work, and the
everybody but teachers.
In this situation, in terms of was safe for them.
Sorry for cutting you off. If we had a responsibility,
no, you're not.
Why not take our time and get it correctly? We should go back to school when it can be done safely and responsibly.
Yeah, next year.
That's something that should be given all parents.
Well, I guess your description of safe and responsible is different than the CDC's, because the CDC says it is safe for everyone to go back. Dr. Fauci said that schools should be back in action, and every other essential worker community in the entire country has gone back, except for some of the city teachers.
She knows she's wrong.
This is so interesting. This is a Philadelphia Catholic school principal. He says it's expensive to run the school during the pandemic. Estimates that he has spent $100,000 on everything from upgraded bandwidth to touchless water filling stations, but he says Nativity has steady enrollment, a supportive parent base, and a parish committed to keeping students and staff safe despite the extra cost. So they've got 26 new students enrolling, many of them from public schools, so they're abandoning the public schools because they're not giving them a place to go to school. And, they usually get about 5 new students. They've got 26 knocking on their door saying, I'd like to come here. What do you say about that?
I think that parents should stick it out with public schools because we are going to get it right.
We have a mediator.
PFT has a mediator that is working with the school district, working with the city. We have one opportunity to get it right because Dr. Fauci also has not been in Philadelphia where we got the mold wrong. We had the lead situation wrong. We have the asbestos wrong. So we have an opportunity to do right.
I doubt those are new situations.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, $65 million ought to be able to fix that. So somewhere there's a lot of money and not a lot of solution for these poor kids. And everybody's heart just breaks for these students who have emotional problems. They've been out of school for almost a year. It's a terrible situation, and we need to do better. Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Thank you very much for being here. Stanley Terrell, who is a former teacher himself, and became a constitutional attorney.
Have a good one. That's all.
You listen to the